That's Mycah Pittman coming in from Oregon. So he's been on the field quite a bit. He's caught 38 passes in his career, a couple touchdowns his freshman season at Oregon, caught 12 passes this past season. Oh, we lost you. Uh-oh.
There we go. Maybe
there we go. We got you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. StreamYard keeps on messing with me with this microphone. But yeah, Mycah Pittman coming in. He's going to be able to have a chance to play very early on, if not be a starter on day one. And what the funny thing is, Kenny Dillingham, before he left, was recruiting him very hard. Went and visited him, had an in-home visit over there on the West Coast, talked with him, and that kind of really helped seal the deal of bringing Pittman to Tallahassee. And, I think he kind of wanted to test something new. He came out of high school, highly talented guy, can make plays. He also can play well on special teams at punt return. If anybody's seen some of his highlights, he can play that very well, which adds an extra attribute to him and what he'll bring to Florida State. But overall, you're just bringing another potential starter there, a wide receiver, which you'd like to see because they are very thin. A lot of it is also relying on Destin Hill, which we'll probably talk about in a little bit. But the wide receiver room has got still maybe, I think, a little bit more work to do. I don't think they're done yet. I know we'll talk about Wilson here too, but Mycah Pittman should be able to come in and contribute right away. He's skilled. He's really good with the ball. He handles it well. And he can also make some really nice catches too. But I think his biggest advantage is him with the ball in his hands and yards after the catch. So interested to see how he gets going. I know he and Jordan Travis have become very close. I think Jordan Travis was key too in that recruitment. Florida State starting quarterback, and I believe they're trying to room together this upcoming season. So Mycah Pittman should be a really good addition. He brings in his brand too. He's got a good following on his YouTube channel, and he does vlogs with his girlfriend who plays basketball at Oregon. So he'll be bringing his brand with him too. So it'll be fun to watch him and get kind of an inside look behind the scenes kind of Florida State, maybe the football program and what is allowed and what he's going to be doing. But pretty good guy. I think that is going to represent Florida State pretty well. You got competition coming, Mark, on YouTube.
Well, I got a lot of competition on YouTube, so that's nothing new. We'll take them on one by one.
Yeah.
So with Mycah Pittman, I guess we'll get a look behind the scenes into a long distance relationship now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, right? We'll see. I'm interested to see if the Lady Knoll will be coming. Someone spotted her. One of our people in the Discord actually had a flight with her over to Tallahassee. So interested to see if maybe she'll be making a transfer also over here. She was the Kentucky women's basketball player of the year, or Kentucky player of the year too in high school. So she's a baller. She can play. So, I mean, Florida State women's basketball too with Coach Sue is always very highly respected. So we'll see if the duo will come here from Oregon. But Mycah, I think, will be a great addition to the locker room. It seems like he's got a really good head on his shoulders. And I think the offense and what, Kenny Dillingham at first, recruiting him wise, that it was good to see Kenny Dillingham leave on a note like that. And, best of luck to Kenny going over to Oregon. But you got to see that Kenny, really was still doing his job and talking very highly of Florida State and doing his thing before, while, in negotiations of taking that offensive coordinator position with Dan Lanning at Oregon.
Yeah, if you check out Mycah Pittman's numbers, and I've seen him play a ton of times, he was never the one option. He was never the two. He's more about a 3 in terms of what he was doing with Oregon. Like I say, I like to check out what guys did against the better competition on the schedule, and he was catching his 2 or 3 balls a week pretty much consistently, starting with his freshman season, caught 3 against USC, 3 against Colorado, 4 against Cal, had a 4-catch game in the Rose Bowl against Wisconsin. And then the last 2 years, he's been nicked up a little bit, wasn't on the field quite as much. Had a 66-yard play this past season against Stanford in the past game, and played his last game against Washington for Mycah Pittman. So that's Mycah Pittman coming in from Oregon. Then, as you mentioned, we got Johnny Wilson. Arizona State. So he caught 12 passes as well this past season with a touchdown.
Yeah, no. So the one cool thing about this, well, number one, 6'7" is pretty impressive. I think FSU fans are going to start thinking of former Noel Greg Carr and instantly think corner route in the end zone, red zone threat there. And absolutely. The funny thing is this kid can move. We haven't seen a lot of them in college, obviously, but what's crazy is Johnny and also Mycah Pittman both played in high school together. In Calabasas, they both played on the same team and played very well. They were a pretty nasty tandem. We put out a piece on it a couple of days ago, which is a pretty cool highlight of them just absolutely wrecking opponents in high school. But he brings a 6'7" build. He's very tall, obviously, and he can catch the ball. He can move with the ball. I'm not looking at him to be a day one starter or come in and take over anybody's spot that's maybe on the team currently, but he's going to add some depth that Florida State needs. And, definitely as a red zone threat, Florida State would love that. I mean, Florida State used to have Auden Tate that would go up and grab those balls, and Florida State really doesn't have that right now. Really the only guy that I can think of would be Portier or Malik McLean, but this is a just kind of different animal height-wise. So look at him being a red zone threat for Florida State. But the biggest thing, these two were a tandem in high school. Interested to see if they can kind of get a groove going here in Tallahassee with Wilson and Pittman.
Yeah, the last time Johnny Wilson was on the field was against Colorado. 4 catches, 70 yards. Pretty productive day. Actually, the most productive day of his career the last time he was on the field this past season. And then going over to the defense, we got Greedy Vance coming in from Louisville.
Yep, Greedy Vance was yesterday around noon o'clock. He hit the commitment, got the edit out, and said that he's picking Florida State. He seems like he's really excited. He posted a couple of videos of him being in Doak at some games in his past yesterday. He also posted about his former high school teammate, Destin Hill, which is still a unicorn to a lot of Florida State fans. Florida State fans want to see Destin Hill. I think the coaching staff absolutely wants to see Destin Hill. If Greedy Vance posted on his Instagram story with the graphic of Destin Hill's commitment graphic to Florida State and said, "Can't wait to play with you, fam." So, 2 Louisiana guys coming in, hopefully with Destin Hill in arms, but Greedy Vance, going back to him, played a good little bit last year, mainly at corner. The one thing about him, listed as around 5'10", 155. I'm told he's a little bit bigger than that now, but still a very small DB that is very small. I think I saw a picture of him going against Cameron McDonald, Florida State's tight end last year, and didn't look so pretty. But
155, huh?
155 pounds. That's what Louisville's roster is saying that he weighs. So 5'10", 155. I think he's got another 15 pounds on that maybe, and an inch taller. But we'll see. We'll see whenever he gets here. But that's definitely a smaller DB that you'll be able to add to the rotation. I talked to him. He said that the staff is looking at him not just being at a corner, but kind of all over the place in the DB room. So I think it's definitely more of a depth piece. I think Florida State is still looking for another corner to add there. It'll be interesting because you got two guys that Florida State has that I think they're really happy about after last season with true freshman Kevin Knowles along with Amarian Cooper. Those two really showed out. We've talked about them both on the show quite a bit throughout the season and their emergence and improvement as true freshmen, but they still want to add some more talent back there. And they definitely, I think, still need a guy that can be a lockdown corner. And I'm interested to see who that will be. Brownlee is coming into the season last year, was supposed to be that guy, but too inconsistent. Jarian Jones, too inconsistent. Travis J, way too inconsistent. Still a lot of work to be done there at those corner positions, in my opinion. And interested to see if some of these young guys will come out. Maybe a Demore Tate out of nowhere. We'll see. But that's an update there for Florida State's transfers. There's still, I think, some more work to be done. Definitely in defensive end, where we're looking at Jared Versay. That is a big time talented guy that has offers from almost everywhere now. But I think it's really between Florida State and Tennessee on landing him. I know he wants to make his decision before classes begin. I know that he really would like to get on campus soon, wherever he decides to pick. And he said that he'd like to do this by the end of December, if not really, really early January. So we're looking at within most likely a week or so for Jared Versay, which, if nobody's looked at his film, really, really talented guy. Played at a lower level, but I mean, absolutely dominated. Didn't even look fair. And this would be a really good piece to put in place of losing Jermaine Johnson last year. He'd be an instant starter. He'd probably be your best starter. Most certainly probably a defensive end for Florida State once he arrives.